Hello everyone and welcome to the Spanish Grand Prix of WCR Tier 4. We are just seeing all the cars loading up. We have 30 seconds till the session starts. Funnily enough, this is where my first league race began and ended in a 50% test race for WCR last year. I crashed into the pit wall divider over confusion because my Mercedes teammate was coming into the pits on the same lap as me, and I hit the pit wall divider trying to turn out. Well, it looks like I'm just as bad as racing then as I am now, so that's why I'm commentating. But here we are, we're all on the grid. We've got the formation lap going. We've got Elemental on pole, ALG 14's Red Bull alongside him, Keyboard Masters Renault, then we've got Hydrodan's Racing Point, RA7H's Williams, Slash's Mercedes, Valu's McLaren, Venez's Alfa Romeo, Magical's Renault, Harry's Mercedes, Panda and Nuke next to each other in the Haas. We've got Tyser in the Ferrari, Mr. Mouse in the other Red Bull, Beef in the other Racing Point, Kiwi in the McLaren, and Delta and Swizz at the back of the pack in the Toro Rosso cars. I think Elemental shocked everyone when he pulled out the pole time of 1 minute 18.8, just 20 seconds before the session ended in qualifying. And LOR Keyboard Tester's lap as well was brilliant with a third place qualifying just as the session was winding down to a close, just over a tenth and a half off Elemental's pole time. Overall, the entire field during qualifying was separated by just 2 seconds. Such a close qualifying can only make for a very close race, and I'm very excited to see how it turns out. Here we are, Elemental's coming around the final corner now, and the front cars are forming up for the start of the race. Watching the start from R47H's perspective, all the cars have formed up now. You can hear the engines revving, heat haze is rising off the grid. There's 1 red light, 2 red light, 3 red light, 4 red light, 5 red lights, and away we go for the start of the Tier 4 Spanish Grand Prix, and already the grid is forming up on the start. LOR Keyboard gets a fantastic start to lead the race currently. Elemental drops down to second and forms up behind him. Is there any collisions going into turn 1? The Renault and Racing Point there, cutting a little bit off track. Venez and the Renault, the Williams of R47H has been pushed down to 17th from 3rd. And that's a real disappointment to have in the first few corners. But given how close the race is right now, he can definitely claw it back. Oh, someone's lost a bit of their front wing. And there's definitely a lot of changes happening. Swizz gets a 5-second penalty for corner cutting, and there's a lot of cars heading into the same corners. This is absolutely incredible, a jam-packed first lap. So let's go to the leader, Keyboard Master, who is leading the race currently in the Renault. He's put out a little gap from Elemental, and Valu has fought his McLaren up to 3rd in the chaos. ALG's dropped from 2nd place qualifying to 5th, and Hydrodan has retained 4th place. Sector 1's got a... Oh, and Kiwi has retired for the session. LOR Keyboard Master is still leading the race, but Valu will be disheartened to know that his McLaren teammate has retired from the Grand Prix. Now, a major battle happening right now is Venez and Slash RL. Venez has just overtaken Slash, but Slash is going to get him back around the outside, we think, in turn 3. Look how close they are. He's slipstreaming with all his might. He's staying very, very close behind. there's another very close battle here between about 4 cars. There's the Renault, Red Bull, there's Nuke's, Haas, and Beef a little way back in the racing point. I think they're all just trying to stay a little bit conservative and not collide with anybody just yet. We go on board here with Mr. Mouse as he attempts to overtake Magical. He dives down the inside into the hairpin, and there's a little bit of contact. Has he got the move done? We'll have to wait to the next corner. No! Oh! There's a touch! Magical contact with Mr. Mouse and spins him into the gravel. And so is Beef. Beef is spun as well. That's disappointing. We're not sure who's at fault there, but Elemental is still hot on LOR Keyboard Master's heels right there. Although Valu and Hydrodan are gaining on Elemental. Venez is gaining on ALG 14 as well. He's fought his way up from 8th to 6th. There's a little way off track there. But the entire top 5 is really competitive now, and even use a very good strategy call and Kenny about gaining positions could get a lot to gain here. Delta in the Toro Rosso is right behind Tyson and Ferrari. I never thought you'd be saying something like that in real Formula 1, Toro Rosso and Ferrari, but it seems to have worked out well, as these 4 cars all within touching distance of each other, and Beef has retired from the session. I believe that's probably from damage incurred during the collision with Mr. Mouse and Magical. Magical stays completely unaffected by the collision, and he's right on the tail of Nuke, as we can see here. These four are incredibly close. Look at the racing. And Swizz, Delta's teammate, is catching up as well. At the front we can see Valu is catching Elemental in the Alfa Romeo. LOR Keyboard Master's keeping the gap relatively stable at just over a second, but there's some reshuffling going on at the minute, just a little further down the track. And we've got Venez, who is trying to make a move on ALG 14. There's a lot of cars packed in to just a few corners now. See what kind of move Venez makes. He's got DRS open. He's really coming down the straight. He closes right up to ALG 14. Wow, that was any later braking that could have been a collision. He comes off the curb there. He's lost a little bit of time. With Hydrodan sniffing up his backside, he's not going to want to waste any more time. But here he is, right behind ALG 14. He is at least then half a second away, but on the straight, ALG 14 slipstream of Elemental has just across him, has just got him closer. Valu is overtaking Elemental at the front, but it looks like Elemental could be repaying the favour. Valu in the McLaren has gone from P8 qualifying, and look at that, ALG 14 overtakes Elemental. Elemental's going to get him back around the outside. This is fantastic racing, and we're only 5 laps into the Grand Prix. The 2 Alfa Romeos form up in 4th and 5th. And Swizz gets another 3-second time penalty for more corner cutting. That's a definite problem. Swizz is really dropping down the... Both Toro Rossos have collided. What's happened there? And wow, there's so many position changes, I cannot even keep up. Look at that. Slash has dropped back. Oh, and look at that. Slash. It looks like he's got a puncture or something. He's definitely dropped back a lot further. His teammate Harry has gained more positions. Vinyes is right on the tail of Hydrodan, who is himself right on the tail of Elemental, who is himself right on the tail of ALG. It's a repeating cycle. They're all very, very close to each other. Let's come have a look at Valu, who is in second, sitting behind Keyboard Master, who in the Renault so far has led the entire race. He's got a brilliant start from third on the grid, and he took definite charge in turn 1 and led the race, but it looks like Valu might have something to say about the dominance. Slash has left the session after pitting. It's not duly obvious what the cause may be. Magical has been overtaken by Tyson. And as we see the grid starting to thin out now, apart from at the front, where the racing is as frantic as ever. LOR Keyboard Master, sorry. He's 9 tenths ahead of Valu now. He's put out a bit of a gap since Valu was just 3 tenths behind him earlier in the lap. ALG has dropped behind them both. He's almost 2 seconds behind now. He's trying to fend off Elemental and Hydrodan. Both of them are catching up. And look at this, Hydrodan is going for the the overtake on the inside. He gets the move done, but he's gone too wide. He slows down, and Elemental is able to take the position back, and Vinyes sneaks through there to put Hydrodan in 6th place. He saw the move, he took the risk, and it just didn't pan out for him, unfortunately. But now there could be a battle between the two Alfa Romeo teammates. Panda sits the fastest lap time, down to 13th. Looks like Vinyes might get the edge on Elemental with the slipstream. Oh, and he's going to make a move down the inside. He's made the move down the inside. Is he going to make the move stick on the exit? He has. He's done it brilliantly. Vinyes is now P4. Up to the fight between Valu and Keyboard Tester, it's never been hotter, as Valu is now within 4 tenths of a second and closing. And with slipstream in the last stretch, he's definitely going to be catching up to the Renault. Unfortunately, he's not quite close enough to make a move, but Keyboard Master locks up there, and Valu is within 3 tenths of a second. Still, the major battle in the race is between Vinyes, Hydrodan, and Elemental is dropping down. He's making his first pit stop of the race. Mr. Mouse has climbed into the points as a result. Vinyes is staying in front of Hydrodan and is chasing down ALG 14, who is still away behind Valu and Keyboard Tester, who are 2 seconds up the road from him. Yeah, they're coming down the straight, and it looks like Hydrodan has dropped back. He's 1.2 seconds behind Vinyes, but Vinyes is all but hell-bent on setting his sights on ALG 14. Slipstreaming, he's hitting the apex, he's using every trick in the book to try and squeeze a little more extra speed out of his Alfa Romeo just to get that overtake. Look at him go. He's over the curb, he's over the curb again. He is just under half a second behind. He's really gaining now, and with a bit of slipstream on the back straight, he should be able to get a move done. He's got the fastest lap of the race. He's going to go and overtake ALG 14, but does he make the move stick in turn 1? Yes, he does. Harry gets a 5-second penalty for speeding on the pit lane. But look at this. And of course, the battle between Keyboard Tester and Valu has been going on for about 4 or 5 straight laps now. And it's brilliant. These guys are so evenly matched. Valu is within 6 seconds. And every time a slight mistake is made by Keyboard Tester in front, he closes back up. But Keyboard Tester is doing some masterful defensive driving to keep Valu behind. Vignese has got a bit of a 2-second mountain to climb to those two in front after overtaking ALG. But there's a major battle going down on between Elemental, who's already made his pit stop. He's climbing up the ranks. He's already overtaken Mr. Mouse, and he's got Magical in his sights. Oh, that was quite close there. There's a little bit of traction slip. Elemental's Alfa Romeo. The clouds slip behind the sun there. Wow. Elemental gets very, very, very close to Magical. Vignese setting fastest lap after fastest lap. Him and Valu are absolutely brilliant today. LOR Keyboard Master has lost the lead. But Valu gives it back. He's gone wide in the corner. And that's given, their battle has given Vignese a massive, massive boost. He was 2 seconds behind, but now he's just a smidge less than 1.5 seconds. He's gained a whole half second in just that corner. And he's really setting his sights on them. Look how close he's getting. It's a brilliant battle for the top 3. And we've got ALG 14 just a second behind Vignese. He's still in the running. And we've got Hydrodan another second behind ALG 14. So by no means is the battle for the podium over. Elemental is having a massive climb up from the bottom. It's a brilliant climb. Look at that, he's overtaken Magical, but he's now got a very large mountain to climb. He's got 6.5 seconds to gain to get to Tyser. Vignese is closing to less than a second between him, Valu, and Keyboard Tester. Keyboard Tester locks up there. He's slowed up the pace, and as a result, the grid, the front 3 cars are starting to bunch up. Looks like Valu might be making another move on Keyboard Tester. He's going on the outside. Is he going to make the move stick? They're side by side into the corner. That's brilliant racing, and look at him go. They're swapping positions, and Keyboard Master makes the move stick. That's some brilliant defensive driving. RA78 gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Keyboard Master slows right up, and Valu almost collides with him. We've got Vignese, who's closed that massive 2-second gap in just 2 laps. Those 3 are very close, and it's giving ALG 14 an opportunity to start closing up as well. It's a brilliant battle at the front here. All of these top 5 cars are within about 3 or 4 seconds of each other. Anyone could make a mistake, and anyone could take the lead here. Hydrodan is gaining on ALG 14, but the real fight is going on between Vignese, Valu, and Keyboard Tester. They're all defending and all attacking. Oh, there's contact between Vignese and Valu. That drops Vignese back. LOR Keyboard Tester finally submits. He's pitting. And let's see. Valu and Vignese have both gained 6 positions, and this next phase before the pit will determine everything. They've taken, all the top 5 drivers have taken the mediums for 11 laps, and only a few of the drivers currently on the track have pitted. We've got Keyboard Tester, who's just come in for a stop, Elemental, who came for a stop 3 laps ago, Harry, Panda, RA78, and /LP, who sustained damage in the early sessions, the early laps of the session, and all had to stop. But Harry sets the fastest lap. He's a little way behind, but he's catching back up to the pack. Where is he? He's 12th in the Mercedes. He's just over a second behind Mr. Mouse here. Delta is closing in on Magical. Let's have a look at this battle. Oh, Delta's gone up the inside, and he's got 9th position. That is absolutely brilliant driving. Wow, Magical, very, very close there. He pushes the Toro Rosso a little bit wide. Delta and Magical side by side. It's a really great battle. But Magical's got the inside line, and he's just pulled ahead. The Toro Rosso going a bit wide there. Wow, there's some major shifting. They're 4 wide. Magical's got a touch, and he is at the back. Harry moving through the pack like a machine. He's right on the door of Delta. Mr. Mouse on the door of Harry. And Magical is disgruntled. He'll have been bumped down from 9th place to 12th in just a few corners. Viennese is currently leading the race ahead of Valou. But of course, those two are very, very close together. As we can see from Valou, ALG 14 and Hydrogen's Bob, they're all within 2 seconds of each other's car. And then there's a huge gap back to Nuke, who is 8 seconds behind those 4 cars. Delta again, there's a battle at the front. There's a battle in the middle. Mr. Mouse has overtaken Magical and put him back. Delta is trying to hang on to Harry in the hopes of regaining. Oh, I've messed up with my keys. Hold on a minute. Delta is hanging on to Harry in the hope of regaining 9th position. They are very, very close. They're within half a second, but it looks like Delta's Toro Rosso just went a little bit wide there, and Harry's Mercedes has taken out the lead. ALG 14 takes the lead as the leaders start to come into the pits. ALG 14 is one of the only drivers who hasn't pitted, along with Nuke. Keyboard Master comes out of the pits. He's overtaking all the cars in the pits. He is coming to 3rd position, and he is effectively first, with ALG and Nuke having not pitted yet. But of course, Viennese and Valou have just come out of the pits, and they're hot on LOR Keyboard Master's heels. This is going to be another repeat of the huge battle we've seen as the race starts to cross into the halfway mark. The grid is starting to spread out now, but Hydra Dan here is getting pretty close to Tyser. Wow, that's very, very close. Look at that. They're bumper to bumper here. He's going to go down the inside. Has he done the move? He has done the move around the inside. Look at him go. And already Tyser is starting to drop back. That is a masterful overtake by Hydra Dan. Brilliant driving. So there's a major gap now. We've got ALG 14 in the pits and Nuke in the pits, as the other cars start to trade positions. Viennese, Valou and Keyboard Tester are your top 3 as we head into lap 15. There's massive shiftings among the pack as ALG and Nuke go into the pits and rejoining a bit of heavy traffic with Tyser, Elemental and Hydra Dan. The leading 3 are still going on in their battle, and a little lock up there from Keyboard's Renault into turn 5. You can see the brakes glowing red hot as the 3 cars slam in brakes into the 7th and 8th turns. It takes a lot of focus to keep your car just close enough to stop yourself from overtaking, but at the same time control the impulse to dive down the front guys inside and take the position, but risk yourself getting damaged. So I think it's very commendable for Valou and Viennese, who are really, really close to each other, to stop cannibalizing each other's positions and just let Keyboard wear himself out. We are on board with Valou, and as you can see, Viennese is closing up to Keyboard Master. Oh, he's going to have enough slipstream to get the move done around the outside. Was there a touch there? That was very, very close. Oh, Keyboard Master gets him on the switchback around the inside, and it looks like through some brilliant defensive driving, Keyboard Master maintains his position, and it's allowed Valou to close up to the 2 in front once again. Viennese is going for a move around the inside, but LOR blocks him off. Oh, he locks up again at turn 5. It's a lock-up setting that track. And as we can see, there are 3 cars who still haven't stopped. Harry and Delta's battle is still ongoing, but Tyson is on, let me see, he's been going on the medium time for 15 laps. That is a very commendable stint. Even the leaders only use the medium tires for 12 to 13 laps before getting up. But Tyson is currently the only driver not to have pitted on the medium tires. Very close to Elemental as well, but there's a wee bit of a divide between them and Nuke, who's almost 4 seconds back. Oh, and wow, look at that, there's more fast times being put up. ALG 14 just takes the edge of Hydrodan's fastest lap. Baloo overtakes Vinny's. Vinny's has dropped a long way back. That's a mistake, and I'm not sure whether he's going to recover. Baloo is really getting close now to Keyboard Master. Keyboard Master's tyres are 2 laps older. Delta's retired. Oh, what a shame. Both Toro Rosso cars have retired from the session. That is absolutely gutting for both of them. Now Mr. Mouse is holding on to the final point spot. He still hasn't pitted, he's done 16 laps on the hard tyres. Tyser, of course, is still the longest lasting, he's been on mediums for 16 laps. But unfortunately, Delta joins the contingent of cars that have retired. We've got Kiwi and Beef on the opening laps, Swizz after the 4 laps, and Delta after 16. We're heading now into the 18th lap of the race. We're past halfway, and we can't wait to see what joys the Spanish Grand Prix has in store for us. Hydrodan sitting fastest lap after fastest lap. He's been able to close up to Vinny's, Baloo and Keyboard Master in front. It looks like he might be able to get a run on Vinny's in the next couple of laps. Oh wow, and Mr. Mouse has been overtaken for the final position by the Williams and RA7H. It makes sense though, as RA7H has 3-lap fresher tyres, and at this point Mr. Mouse is really going to be considering pitting. But look at this, Tyser is still going 17 laps, he's got to be pitting soon. They must be majorly worn. Oh, and Valu makes a cheeky dive around the outside, but it doesn't work. Oh, and Keyboard Master's locked up. That's a mistake. Valu is using it to really slingshot his car close. And the front 3 cars, the top 3, are only separated by half a second. There's a huge train going on right now. There's Keyboard, Valu, Vinny's, and Hydrodan, and ALG is closing up to that train now. Valu is going around the outside. They're touching. That's so close. And it looks like no, Keyboard Master once again has done it on the switchback around the inside. RA7H has got the fastest lap in the Williams, surprisingly, and he's all the way back in 9th. He's on much older medium tyres, but then again, he's in a very fresh air and he's not got any battles to fight between any other cars, like the top 4 there, with much fresher tyres. Tyser, still going incredibly, he's been driving on the medium tyres for 18 laps. That is just brilliant. It's a real strategy of tyre management. Slash LP is retired. So now we have 13 cars in the running. Mook is closing up to Tyson now. Tyson on the very worn tyres, struggling to stay ahead. He must be going into the pits this lap. But that nose cam was so close. He's not going into the pits again. He's been on the mediums for 19 laps now. That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. And Luke is right behind him, knocking on his door. Magical is currently last of the qualified finishers. Currently in the race. He's 6 seconds behind Panda, who's himself 14.5 seconds behind Mr. Mouse. Of course, the front three are still trained up, and with the addition of Hydrogen and ALG, they're all within 2 to 3 seconds of each other. Any mistake now could be a major problem for any of the drivers. Let's go on board with Vineers right behind Keyboard Master. The grid is starting to spread out, but Luke has overtaken Tyser. Tyser with massively worn tyres is still going after 19 laps. But Harry is going to be starting to close in on Tyser, and Tyser is going to have to admit defeat and pull into the pits on this stint, I think. He's got on the medium tyres longer than, oh my goodness, he's going for another lap. This man just doesn't stop. He's going to get a puncture at some point. He is, let's see, he is the only driver currently still racing who's still not made a pit stop on the medium tyres. He's been going longer on the medium tyres than any single person on hards or mediums in this whole race. That is a very commendable effort. We've got the top 5 battle still going in, and Luke's got a 10.5 second mountain to climb before he can join the train. Looks like Vineers might be chancing a move up here. Keyboard tester swerving out of Vineers' slipstream. That is some very canny driving. Just making sure Vineers doesn't get the slipstream and the extra boost of speed to a diving down inside. But we've seen some excellent defensive driving so far from Keyboard Master, and some excellent attacking from Vineers and Balloon, who have both done absolutely brilliantly. But Vineers has got the slipstream. He's going around the outside. And once again, Keyboard Master proves that he is the master of switchbacks. He cancels out Vineers' attack, and he's currently leading the race. Vadu, of course, is a little further away behind, watching the chaos unfold. It's a smart decision. If any of them collide, Vadu is not going to be anywhere near them. But we've got Hydrodan right behind Vadu, and ALG 14 just under a second behind the massive train. We've got a 3-second time penalty for Hydrodan from multiple warnings, and Mr. Mouse overtakes Panda to currently grab the final points position. And has Tyser stopped yet? No. Oh, yes he has. He's on the soft tyres, my mistake. After 21 laps on the medium tyres, he finally pitted, and that is just brilliant. Hard to know that's the longest pit stop anyone's done in that race, and that is absolute mastery of time management. Bravo, sir, bravo. But we've got a massive fight. Valu overtakes Vineers. That was an absolute brilliant overtake with full use of DRS and got a great run out of the last corner. Keyboard Master locks up, and once again the field bunches round. Heading into the final 10 laps now of the Grand Prix, almost over. And that's good as well, because my voice is starting to get tired of all these brilliant racing maneuvers I'm going to commentate. But look at this, they're all so close together. RA7H, another 3-second time penalty, and we'll have to see how that stacks up. But we've got Panda behind Mr. Mouse now. And this is a little further down the field, but it's no less an exciting battle for it. One that's never solely focused on the leaders. There's always exciting battles, and sometimes the battles are more exciting than the battle. Balu, Hydrodan drops behind, but this is to be expected as look how close it is. Hydrogen squeezes out ALG 14. It's a pretty risky move, but look how close the field is. It overtakes left, right and centre. Look just how clean they're keeping it. It must be a massive effort not to miss a single braking point and hit the car in front of you. Massive respect to these guys for that. Vinny's in front. You can see he's just behind, and these front guys are all really close. These top 5 are separated by about 3 seconds, and then we've got Nuke a long way behind, about 10.3 seconds behind, and we've got Elemental a long way behind that, about 13.5 seconds. Now the big question is, will the hard tyres be able to hold on another 9 laps? I mean, Tyser took the medium tyres for 21 laps, but that was a special case. That was great tyre management, and so far no other driver has taken any other tyre compound past 20 laps. For LOR, Keyboard Master already sitting on 10, and all 3 of the cars behind him sitting on 10, with ALG 14 on 9 laps. They're going to definitely have to keep an eye on their tyre wear over the next few laps, just to make sure that they don't throw away their chances of win just because of tyre wear. But I think if none of them do pit, they've definitely got it in the bag, because, you know, a 10-second gap behind them from Nuke is a long thing to overcome. Magical pitting, he's almost a minute, he's retired. Obviously he was just too far behind, so now there's 12 cars in this race. And Mr. Mouse is gaining on Panda, who regains his position. Look how close they are, Vinny's and Keyboard. Keyboard's got 2 laps older tyres than any of the other cars here. Harry sits the fastest lap at 1:21.4. All the top 5 are lining up, and I've got to say this is probably one of the best battles I've ever commentated. It's just absolutely brilliant, the way that these guys are keeping it beautifully clean and managing some of the most spectacular overtakes I've seen commentating Formula 1 online. But as we can see, Mr. Mouse, Panda, Harry and R47H are squabbling for the final point position. They're all super close. Mr. Mouse gets a 3-second time penalty. Oh, that's awful. He's lost, possibly lost his final point just at the death of the session here, and that's got to be a hard pill to take. Veneers has set the fastest lap. ALG 14 with 3-second time penalty, so him and Hydrodan both on that. Now ALG is going to have to mount a bit of an effort to overtake Hydrodan to get 4th place, seeing as they're both equal on penalty points. But let's look a little further down the grid at Keyboard, who's under threat from Valu behind. Harry closing up. Harry's got the overtake done on Mr. Mouse, and it's just a massive shame. And I didn't quite see who the fastest lap there was. Let's just have a look. Race Director doesn't seem to want to work for me at the minute, but sit back and watch the race. Mr. Mouse is starting to drop behind Harry, and that's a real shame. He's fought all race to protect this last one. We've got Valu really closing in behind Keyboard. Here we are, going into turn 3 now. Absolute pedal to the middle. It's the final laps of the race, and nobody wants to make a mistake now. It's spread out a bit more. The top 4 are still really close, but ALG 14 is dropped behind. Luke is coming into the pits for the final few seconds, and possibly Tyser. Yep, Tyser is going to overtake Luke in the pits. Oh no, Luke has pulled out ahead, but Tyser has turned a 24-second gap into a 6-second gap. And Elemental has done an absolutely fantastic charge from right at the back, about P11 to P6. Viennese is still leading the race, and it looks like he might get the win today. He's looked very in control and he's pulling the gap back to Keyboard Master. Every second we're going into the final 4 laps of the race now, so I can give my voice a break in a second. I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. This has been a brilliant race, but I'm eager to look at the end of the race, the post-race reports, and see just where people end up. Balloon's dropping behind Keyboard Master. He's lost about 3 or 4 tenths in one corner. Hydra Dan. Oh, there's been a touch. Baloo and Hydra Dan collide. And has that been a fatal mistake for Dan? Has that lost him some wing? No, it hasn't. He'll be coming around for another charge. Now Valu is under threat, even though he was threatening Keyboard Master just a few seconds ago. How the race changes so quickly. And Viennese is still in the lead. He's streaming away now. It's over 1.5 seconds. And unless he makes a mistake right now, I think we can safely say that he'll win the race. And it couldn't have been more deserved. Keyboard Master's got his hands full now. His tyres... Oh, he's pulling into the pits! He's giving away the position. He's pulling into the pits for the last laps. What is he doing? There's 4 laps left. It's not enough time. He sacrificed it. Mind you, he had much more older tyres than any of the other cars, and he's only lost 3 positions, so he should be able to gain back on it. Vinny's still leading. That's a 2.5 second gap. Hydra Dan still gaining on Valou, so Luke sits the fastest lap, 4 laps from the end, at 1 minute 20.2, between every halves. And look how fast it's changed. 10 laps ago, the fastest lap was a 1 minute 21.4. Now it's a 1 minute 20.2 as drivers and cars go onto soft tyres for the last stints to try and eke a little bit more performance out of some engine cars. Got his foot absolutely to the floor. He's going on very every second. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. Mr. Mouse has left the session. Viennese is keeping his gap relatively stable at 2.5 seconds. We're going into lap 30 now with 3 laps from the end. Hydra Dan is coming up for an overtake. Dan Keys, he's coming around the outside. As he made the move, he's made the move stick so far. Look at that, he's taken Valou right at the death of it. And ALG 14 capitalises on that too, to send Valou shrieking back to 4th place. What a shame for a driver who's been fighting for 1st and 2nd the whole time, to have made a mistake this close to the end and just lost all that time. And LOR Keyboard Master on the very new soft tyres will be in hot pursuit. Let's have a look how the positions changed during the race. So we've got Viennese who's gone up 7 positions, Hydra Dan's gone up 2, Valou's still up 3, Luke and Tice are both in 5. R47H is the biggest position loser out of the still in race cars, with 7 positions lost from his qualifying. But I suppose after he was almost completely knocked out of the race in the first couple of corners, he's done a masterful job of coming back. Villeneuve is just extending his huge gap now. He's 3 seconds ahead. It's been brilliant driving from him today. But Hydra Dan as well is defending. LOR Keyboard Master setting the fastest times. 1:20.2 again. He's overtaken Valu, and Valu is falling right down. Elemental overtakes Valu. Nuke overtakes Valu. He's in the pits. He just can't go on any longer. And Nuke and Elemental are having a major battle right at the end. We're 2 laps from the finish here in Spain. Nuke is just under a second behind, but let's have a look at the tyres. Yep, Nuke is on the faster tyre compound. He's on 4 lap old softs. Elemental is on 12 lap old mediums. It looks like Nuke is going to have to gain the position. He's slipstreaming Elemental. Elemental moves over and almost squeezes him onto the grass there. It's very, very close on the inside, but he gets the position done. It's a brilliant move from Nuke. One of my favourite overtakes of the race, and he holds it steady over a little mishap on the edge of the curb. RA7H gets another time penalty, but at this point he's right at the back. Keyboard Test is also doing a really, really good lap of coming up from the front. From the back, he's come from 5th place and he's done some brilliant overtakes. He's back and forth now, and it's just great to see that even though his tactical decision to pit early so that he wouldn't get a hard puncture, which is fair enough considering he had 2 lap older tyres than even Villeneuve and Hydra Dan, who are both on 18 laps now, and it's good to see that gamble was paid off. But these 2 in front must be pretty close to some low tyres, or maybe even a puncture, which should certainly add some drama to this final lap. Harry and Tyser are battling at the back. Let's just have a wee look at that. Harry moves down the inside. There's contact there, but Tyser holds it firm around the outside. Harry just gets the move done down the inside. That's a really good overtake from the back. Nuke is starting to pull away now from Elemental. And we're heading into the final lap. We've got Villeneuve 2.4 seconds behind. Hydra Dan has done a really, really great job of staying within these last couple of seconds on these last 4 or 5 laps. But he's just got to keep his nose clean for the last lap, and he's home free. But Hydra Dan is starting to gain on him actually. He's just lost half a second. That's 1.7 seconds. If he makes a mistake now, he's done, he's finished. I don't think he will, but look at how Hydra Dan has gone. He's gained 6-7 tenths of a second in the space of just a few corners. Villeneuve is holding it firm though. He could be, when he's going to win the race. He's going around the last few corners. Over the curb, he's coming around the final corner of the race, and the winner of the Tier 4 Spanish Grand Prix is Villeneuve. An absolutely brilliant drive, well deserved. We've got Hydra Dan right behind him, and I've pressed the wrong key again. We've got ALG coming around his final lap. It's a really good drive from him as well. And we've got Keyboard Master, who's done a really great job of climbing back up to 4th place after his pit stop. Nuke coming around to the finish line. He's also done a brilliant job in the Haas, coming from, let's have a look, he's come from 12th place to finish 5th. That's absolutely amazing. Valu gets the fastest lap as he crosses the line. Tyser coming up to the finish. Mr. Mouse is also finished, just missing out on the ending, but that's penalties. And it looks like RA7H is bringing up the rear of the pack of the qualified races, and this race has just been a bit disappointing for him. He was involved in the collision, he's got some time penalties, and that is the Tier 4 Spanish Grand Prix over. Excuse the bit of lag as the race ended, but that was an absolutely brilliant Grand Prix. My first race to commentate here in Tier 4, and what an absolutely amazing time it's been. I can't thank the drivers enough for providing an absolutely brilliant race to commentate, but here we are with Venez on the podium, we've got Hydrodan in second place, and we've got ALG in the Red Bull. Also, honourable mention has to go to Keyboard Master with his brilliant recovery drive in the final laps, and Valu, who unfortunately just fell apart a few laps from the end, and after a race-long battle with Keyboard Master and Venez, fell back to 7th place after a mistake. But it's been absolutely amazing. So for some reason I've gone to level 8 for spectating a session. But as we can see, your race winner is Venez, followed by Hydrodan, ALG14, Keyboard Master, Nuke, Elementor, Panda, Harry, Valu, and Tyser gets the last points position. My driver of the day has to be Venez, but Nuke is very close as well. Nuke is my second mention. Both drivers made absolutely the most of so much track space, and they have just absolutely excelled here today. Both climbed an amazing amount of positions. Nuke and Venez both climbed 7 positions, and Venez ended up taking home the win from an absolutely dominant Keyboard Master right at the end. That was an absolutely fantastic race, and it was an honour to commentate for you. Thank you very much. I've been Jeb, and this has been Tier 4 of World Championship Racing.